Hello, 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 hello.
What up?
Good people. What's
What
up?
up?
What's up?
What up? What up? What up?
Hey, you know who this is. This is On That Note with Twane.
And I'm Tiff.
And we back for another Thursday night Hot Topic episode. And of course, you know, we always have to start off with some type of icebreaker or something.
Something before we go into our discussion for the week.
Yep. Well, first of all, I hope everybody is having an awesome day, an awesome week, that you're filled with abundance, blessings, and favor, and that you are living a peaceful life, not allowing stress to get you down, but you're staying positive all the time. But yeah, hey. So let's start off with this.
Well, first of all, I just want to make note again that we celebrated 8 years on yesterday.
Right on, baby. 8 years.
8
bam,
years.
Yep.
And 80 plus more to go. Because you stuck with me forever.
Right on.
You're my person. You're my right hand, my left hand, and everything in between.
Yeah.
So, happy anniversary again.
Thank you, baby. Happy anniversary to you. I love you.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I pray that we see more years, more decades to come.
I mean, if it was anybody else, you wouldn't have as much fun.
I agree.
So, you know.
Yep, I agree.
I'm happy to be here. The pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is mine, like they say at Chick-fil-A. The pleasure is mine.
Right.
But, for real though, I look forward to spending 80 plus more and more. And we can grow old together.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, and we didn't really do a whole lot yesterday. We just kind of hung out.
Yep.
Which is all right because we celebrate all the time. So it was great, for the day, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't need all the extra all the time because I get the extra all the time.
Yeah. Plus, we can, we had a good couples massage yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great.
That was much needed because we hadn't did that since like February.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it. So thank you.
Right on. So today, just the icebreaker to kind of lead into what our discussion topic is. So some of you may know Blueface or seen him, and his kid's mother, Krishan, is that her name?
Yeah. But he got more than one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But this is the one that they always having issues. They always fighting, beating each other up, beating each other family members up.
If toxic relationship was a person,
yes,
it's definitely the two of them because it can't get worse than them.
Yep.
They do all of the above, from the physical to verbal. Like it's nonstop with them.
Yeah.
So
right now they just had a kid together, and Blueface is trying to get custody, right?
Well, yeah. So she had the baby. He was not there when she had the baby in the hospital. As a matter of fact, he was out with his other kid's mom at the time when she was having a baby. Now, I don't know if that was necessarily by choice. I did hear that she didn't want him there, and then I did hear that he didn't want to be there. So I don't really know which is true or not, but I know he wasn't there. Whatever the reason was, he wasn't there when she had the baby. So she had the baby, I think it was just her and some of her family. And so the baby is only maybe 3 days old, 3-4 days old. Baby isn't a week old.
Wow.
And he's already talking about filing custody. And they were talking about changing the baby's name.
How you gonna change the name after the baby got a name? Because
Well,
the baby's still young.
I mean, because she named the baby after her. So the baby is a little boy. His name is Krishan Malone or something like that. So the baby is named after her. So I think that yeah, he's planning on trying to get custody and take the kid. Hey, kiddo.
That's a toxic relationship, man.
For real.
And then the bad part is they put their stuff all on social media.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So in their relationship, and I don't follow them that much, so I don't know a lot that goes on with them just because I can't watch it. It's too much for me. But the little bit that I do know, it seems like it comes from both sides. Because she seemed like she just as bad.
Yeah.
I don't know the details. Again, I don't follow them enough to really know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's coming from him and her. So at this point, it's like, why y'all still together?
Yeah. It's not worth it.
Well, they're not together. But why even like deal with each other at all? Because
so she
it's
just
not
had the baby.
Yeah, like she really like just had the baby. The baby isn't even a week old.
She had the baby on September the 3rd.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now he wants custody. But how and why? You ain't taking care of the ones you got.
Yeah.
Or let me say
I don't know.
I don't know that he's not taking care of the ones he got. But as I've seen,
yeah,
he's not there a lot. I think he's only dealing with the ex, well, not ex or whatever she is, the other kid's mom, because him and Krishan not together. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't follow them enough to know because I feel like watching them turn my brain into mush.
Yeah, totally. But hey, enough with them. So, as you know, tonight we are discussing, or the topic for tonight, let me just say, is why do people stay in toxic relationships? I think that's a good topic. And that can go both ways.
Please share this live.
Please like and share the live as well.
Thank you.
Some men and women stay in toxic relationships. It ain't just women that stay in toxic relationships. It can be men too.
Mm-hmm. What do you consider toxic?
To me, toxic is a relationship with negative energy all the time. Mm-hmm. And negative energy can be, say they have poor communication, so they never know what each other is thinking or doing or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have personalities that clash a lot.
Okay.
They argue a lot. Mm-hmm. It's fidelity or cheating in a relationship. It's verbal, physical, mental abuse in a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then also a crowded relationship, meaning you have a relationship with parents involved. Too many outside people involved in a relationship can cause a toxic relationship.
Kind of like we were talking about last week. We were talking about the exes and things being involved, and okay, I agree with that. I mean, if that's kind of what I was thinking when I think of a toxic relationship. But at what point is enough? Like even with women, a lot of women are in physically abusive relationships. Mm-hmm. But they stay. Now, I understand being fearful. Like, some women are just really, like, afraid of their husband or boyfriend or whatever. So the fear allows them to stay put. But at what point is enough? Like, and I know it has to do with that individual person, obviously. Yeah. Like, you have to get to that breaking point. But, I mean, what does it take if a man is physically abusing you?
Some of it, to me, is insecurities. Some people stay in toxic relationships because they're insecure about themselves. Comfort. They can be a gorgeous woman, or a handsome dude, but because they insecure about themselves, they'll rather settle with what they have and just deal with it, versus leaving that alone, moving on to the next person. You know what I'm saying?
So can a woman be physically abusive to a man?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some aggressive women.
Yeah,
that can definitely be.
I mean, yeah,
because you got some women that are more aggressive, and then you got some men that are more settled and laid back. Like me, for example, I'm chill, I'm laid back. I don't like to argue. I don't like to go out on that. But I'm not gonna let you run over me either.
Right. Hey, Jazz.
But at the same time, I've been in a relationship. I wouldn't say it was a verbal abusive relationship.
Hey, Dave.
But
thanks for joining.
As I was who I am, like I would let a lot of stuff slide. People on the outside would be like, "You should have said something," or "Why didn't you say something?" or whatever. And I didn't, because I wanted to keep the peace.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was a little punk, but at the same time, I was just kind of.
You wasn't scared.
Yeah, so I was just like kind of laid back. I really didn't want to deal with it.
So, at what point you're like, okay, that's it?
You get to that breaking point. For somebody that's secure about themselves, can get to that breaking point and call it what it is. Right. Let it go. Somebody that's insecure about themselves can get to the breaking point, but stay in it because they scared for change. They scared to move on. So with me, I'm secure about myself, so I wasn't scared to move on. I just had to get to that breaking point, and once I got there, it wasn't.
So was there one particular thing that caused you to say, "Okay, that's it," or was it just like
it was?
On a number of things. It's just kind of everything was kind of, coming together over time.
To me, it was the cycle.
Okay.
It wasn't one particular thing. It was things that would happen that would cause me to kind of pull back or kind of, be upset or whatever the case is, and we'll go through a good period. And then it'll repeat itself.
Come back, yeah.
And it was that caused me to come to that breaking point. I'm tired of this cycle. I gotta go. But it wasn't a cycle. To me, it was a cycle that could be fixed, but you have to have two people that wanted to fix it. And the
other person has to realize that it's something wrong.
Right.
So if I don't see that if I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong, then there's nothing for me to fix.
Right.
You have the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is not good, because even if I tell you have something, like, this is my issue with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would think that you would listen and you would take heed to it and try to fix it, or see, okay, what am I doing that's causing you to feel a certain type of way? If you make that change, or if you apply yourself to make that change, then to me, I would see it.
Okay.
If I don't see you making that change,
then
I know that you saying it ain't me.
Right.
It ain't nothing I'm doing.
Right.
You saying what you're saying. You saying it's me, but it's really not.
It's not, right. Okay.
So I have a friend that stayed in a relationship with their children's mother because she threatened to.
You go?
Hold on, no.
Oh.
She threatened to keep the kids from him if he left her. A lot of people do that. And we talked about that not too long ago. Like, I think it was last week or week before.
Yeah.
Where people stay in relationships for the kids.
Right.
Or people try to use the kids to manipulate relationships. And that's not fair.
Right. And
what happens is that not only causes an issue for the other person, but that also causes an issue for the kids. You probably don't see it. You probably feel like the kid don't know what's going on, but the kid does know what's going on. And that will cause that kid to have, once they get older and they find out what really happened, that'll cause resentment towards you.
Right. Yeah.
So she wrong for doing that.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't be using the kids.
No.
As You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put the kids in adult stuff. Like, that's just so unfair. It's unfair for him. It's unfair for the children.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got petty people like that. They do that. They don't care.
Yeah, and that's another form of toxic.
Yeah.
That's toxic.
Yeah, real bad.
Even though y'all not in a relationship, that's still toxic because you have a kid together. So that bond, that relationship, y'all do have a relationship because of the kid. That's a toxic relationship for that kid.
Yeah.
That's
relationship, environment, everything.
Yeah, not healthy.
Yeah.
Not healthy.
I think some women stay in relationships because, like you said, there are insecurities. But then, you know, you have some women that, you know, I see it a lot with, like, young ladies. They get with men at an early age. They kind of almost grow up together.
Yeah.
So that's really all you know. So you afraid of anything outside of him. Because this is who you know. This is who you're comfortable with. So stepping out of him is something new. It's scary. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to make it without him. So you deal with all of the things that comes with being in an unhealthy relationship just to stay with that one person.
Right.
That's why it's important for men, especially with daughters, I would say, you know, like us, we expose our kids to so much. You know, when it comes to a healthy relationship. Yeah. They know they don't have to settle for just any kind of man doing or saying anything to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what it looks like for a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship. Right. Because they grew up seeing that. Yeah. Some ladies didn't. So, you know, they was forced into growing up early or whatever the situation is. But they don't know anything other than this man. So they take everything that comes with it. That's rough, though. Yeah. That's rough. You don't even have your own identity at that point. Your identity is centered around a man.
I had she wasn't a friend. She was a coworker. And she was real pretty.
Hey, Deshanna.
Real pretty girl. And she was in a relationship with a guy that was verbally and physically abusive. And she would come to work sometimes with like a black eye. She was light skinned.
What?
Had a black eye. She'd come to work crying sometimes. And I'd be like, and everybody at the job be like, man, what is you doing? Like, why are you still in that relationship? And she wouldn't give us an answer.
Well, clearly
Felicia, what's up?
She didn't have one. Hi,
wouldn't
Felicia.
Wouldn't give us an answer, but would still put up with it. Like, at one point, the managers at the job wanted to call the police. And she was like, nah, don't do that, this and that. So, fast forward, he ended up getting a job up there with us.
What?
Yeah. And he would still be abusive to her at the job. Like, they would go to the car, he would hit her or fuss at her in the car. And they actually called the police on her at the job. Now,
he got a job where she worked. Now, this
he got
is
fired.
insane.
He got fired for abusing her.
Now, that is controlling, like, on a whole other level.
But the thing is,
I got to deal with you at home, and now you want to come get a job where I am, and I got to deal with you. That's crazy.
And the reason she stayed, after all what happened was the reason that she stayed in a relationship, in that toxic relationship, is because she was scared. If she left, something would happen to her. So she stayed and put up with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
he had her that afraid.
That can be some of the issues. Like, people get scared due to that. Jazz said a person's upbringing and what they experience as a child can have an effect on their on their adulthood and the decision they choose to make. Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely.
Because, I mean, what do you see? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why you see a lot of men like that.
Exactly.
I ain't going to say just men, but you see a lot of men that's either aggressive or
they seen their dad
in a
do it.
modern day or today's date, they try to control the relationship like back in the day. So they still want, my wife gonna cook. She gonna do this. I want her to do this. So if I get home, you better have a meal made. Stuff like that. So it's what your upbringing was that people kind of gravitate to. What's up, Mike? Thank you for joining.
Hey, Mike.
So when people come in and see that, they mimic what they saw.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Because they don't know no better at that point.
Right. So it's up to that person.
You grew up, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to make an excuse.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're an adult.
You're an adult. You know right from
wrong. You're making choices. You're making
Yeah.
a choice to do this. But it's kind of like when you grow up in that environment, that's what you see. That's all you know. How do you change the narrative and be something different? It has to come from you, that individual person. You want to be something different for your wife, for your kids. You want to set a different example.
Yeah.
So that's something that you have to step out and do. You can't allow your situation that you grew up in to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, for example, for me, I grew up in a single-family household. So I didn't have that husband and wife example. Now, when I was young, when my mom and dad was married, I seen it. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't see for as what a husband is supposed to do for us. Like the simple stuff, open the door. Do a husband cook? Do a wife cook? I didn't see none of that. I was too busy having fun and playing. But what I did see is my mom and dad in the household. My dad came to some of my football games. Or my mom was a team coach, the team mom coach, whatever the case is. So I seen that. But that was up until maybe between, I think they divorced either when I was 5 or 7. Either one. But that was up until that age. So after that, I didn't see an example of marriage in my house.
Okay.
So as I grew up, I didn't have nothing to go off of. But I knew what I wanted my marriage to look like. I knew what I wanted to be as a husband, as a father, and things that I didn't see that I thought should have been there is what I use now. So because my dad wasn't there with me, you know, at my older football games. Yeah. As I got older.
You got older, yeah.
Or my dad wasn't there in the household to court my mom and take her out on dates and this and this and that. I didn't see this stuff. So I wanted that. So I knew how I felt as a son when my dad wasn't there. So I would use that as to say, okay, I don't want my kids to feel like I felt. I don't want my kids to see what I seen. So instead, I did the total opposite. And I wanted my kids to see a good marriage. See, this is how you treat your wife. This is how you treat your husband. See, my dad is at all of my games, at my school functions, at whatever the case is. I wanted to give them what I didn't get. So there's no excuse when it comes to, I was just raised like that.
Yeah, you can't use that as a crutch.
You can't use it as a crutch.
You have to make the decision to be something different.
Yeah.
And work towards something different. And even though you didn't have an example at that time, I think you're doing pretty good.
Thank you. I try.
I think you're doing an awesome job.
Yeah. I definitely try.
So, you know, but I just think, like you said in the beginning, a lot of it is people, you're comfortable. You're afraid of change. You're afraid of the uncertainty on the other side of me leaving.
Right.
You know, a lot of times women, you know, in some households, not a lot nowadays. It's kind of different, but a lot of times, you know, women don't work. Man takes care of everything, goes out. Woman stays at home, and oftentimes that's why she like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm dependent on him for everything.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I always appreciate, and see, I grew up with my parents. So that's all I knew was to see husband and wife. That, you know, they've always been married now 40 some plus years. So that was the environment that I grew up in. But I did grow up in a healthy environment where my dad, he took care of us. We never wanted to deal with anything. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is, I think like oftentimes because there are so many women that don't work and the husband takes care of everything, they don't know how not to exist without that person. They don't know how to be. There's no independence. I'm not my own individual person because I look to you for everything. And that was the one thing that when I grew up, my dad was like, you make sure you're doing this and doing this so you ain't got to depend on no man to do things for you. Right. Like he drilled that in my head 100 times over, And so that's why I appreciate the relationship that you and I have when it comes to our children, because nobody is going to be able to manipulate them.
Right.
Like, if they do, it's going to be real hard.
Yeah.
Because they used to doing things now at an early age. There's going to be very little to nothing that a man can introduce them to that's going to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to wow them like that. They grew up doing certain things.
Yeah.
But we do that intentionally so they are not like that.
Right. And one thing that they don't see is toxicity. They don't see us argue.
No.
They don't see us cussing at each other.
No.
They don't see us fussing.
No.
All they see us do is laugh.
And you know
and
what
clown.
The crazy thing is like, when I tell people that, I always say, in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're probably like, she lying. They know they probably be cutting up and stuff. But we really don't.
For real.
Like, we really don't. We just, I don't know. That's because I'm your soulmate. It was meant to be.
Most definitely.
You just waiting on me.
Right on. So like, question for y'all, like, have you been in a toxic relationship and how did you handle it? How did you get out of it? Or why did you stay in it? Let me get some of your opinions on that.
Ooh. Why did you stay in it? Or what was the final deal breaker to make you leave?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
And you can be man or female. Don't matter.
So can a woman, I know you said when I asked you about a woman being abusive toward a man, can she also be mentally abusive toward a man?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You got some men that's weak.
You call that being weak?
If they being mentally abusive?
If a woman is being mentally abusive to a man.
Yeah, some men can be weak. Like they don't have the boldness to say what they want to say. They can think it, but they don't have the boldness to say it.
Do you think it's a sign of being weak though? Maybe it's just...
They can be like me and be like, I ain't trying to argue.
Because you're very nonchalant. So even if I was the type of woman that argued, I'd be arguing with myself.
Right. But I wouldn't stay in that though. I wouldn't stay in that because it's like I said, if it's toxic or if it's something that is causing me stress, causing me frustration, negative energy, I'ma leave it. I'ma just at this hey, like we used to say, at this time I think I'm gonna go in a different direction.
Is that the speech you give?
I would. I would literally leave that alone and walk away from it. Now I've been in that place to where I didn't. I stayed, and I was just. It wasn't no insecurity. It wasn't. It was one was I stayed for the kid.
Okay.
Two. Another one was I stayed because I felt like it'll get better.
Oh, okay.
And it didn't. It was just, again, it was that cycle. And I was like, forget it. I can't.
At some point, you have to throw in the towel.
Yeah. So, Tyrus, you just joined us. I just posed a question. And that question was, have you ever been in a toxic relationship? And if you have, why did you stay in it? And what was the breaking point to make you leave it?
Wow. That goes like even with us saying like last week we were talking about the exes showing up and causing chaos in a new relationship.
Yeah.
That's toxic. That's unhealthy in your relationship because you're having to deal with an outside person coming in causing chaos. So that can make things toxic. Like you said, with your parents, your in-laws. What I don't have that problem because my mother-in-law is just the best.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. But that's not the case for some people because some people don't have that. Like they have they parents all in their business.
Man, look at little scrappy mama.
Mama D.
Mama D. Stay up in their business. She got rap videos out going in
Mama
on her
D
son, baby
everybody
mama.
Peasants. You're
like,
peasant.
Boy.
They peasants.
Let's see. Tyra said, I stayed because I love her. I loved her so much. I knew it was toxic. Hold on. I knew it was toxic, but she had me gone. Okay.
So what was the breaking point? What took place to make you finally realize that you were in an unhealthy relationship that you had to leave? Because sometimes it's like you do that one particular thing. It's like, I just woke up. Like,
yeah.
Like, now, this is too much. I'm out. But
I can see you being in love with somebody and you wanting to stay because I love this person so much. But when do you get to that point to where it feel like the love is one-sided? You
gotta love yourself, though.
You do.
Sometimes you gotta put you first. You gotta be a little selfish sometimes.
Man, look, you gotta put yourself first.
Yeah. And you gotta be okay with that. Like, I'm gonna be selfish because this is me. I deserve better than that. But, yeah. I mean, it works different for everybody. Sometimes it takes some people longer than others.
Yeah.
And some people just don't ever get it. Or by the time they really get it, it's too late.
You see, he said when she said via text she loved me when I saw her with another.
Ooh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey.
That
will do it.
Yeah, that'll sum it up real quick.
Let's see. The man I was with was very disloyal and a liar, and my friend who is now my husband is the one that revealed to me what was really going on. I didn't even know they knew each other.
Ooh.
Oh, that's deep.
Whoa.
Now, I got a question on that. Got a question on that. How did they know each other? Were they friends? Were they enemies? How did he know what was going on with him? You know, how close is that? Like, and the reason I'm asking that is because some people have hidden agendas, and I'm not saying that's him, but some people have hidden agendas to where they can put somebody else on blast to push them out the way so they can get their agenda accomplished. And I'm not saying he did that, but that's why I'm asking, like, how close were they? What's the connection with them? Every single relationship has a level of toxicity. Nothing is perfect. There's always some work to be done. Totally agree with that.
Yeah, there is no perfect
Totally agree with that.
Not even close to it.
Your toxic relationship or your toxicity can be small.
Right.
It can be something as simple as
like I don't like when he I like my own separate toothpaste because he had water and had the toothpaste all like slimy. I like my toothpaste to come out like smooth. He had it all wet. Hold
on. First of all, let's get this straight. I don't have it wet where it's messy and toothpaste running out. No. Then no. You got to explain to them what you mean. Okay, so when I put the toothpaste on my toothbrush, I wet my toothbrush first. Put the toothpaste on there. Close it up. So it may be some water that got on the top or whatever that ran into the toothpaste. I don't know. But it's not like it's toothpaste around the top and it's nasty because I clean all that off. I never have toothpaste on the top. Now, unless it's Skylar, then I have to go back and clean up behind her. But don't, until she explain it to you, don't listen to her because she making it seem like our toothpaste be looking nasty.
I'm just saying. It said it's levels. It is levels.
Yeah.
That's my, what you call it?
Well.
A pain point.
Well, I have to clean up her sink.
Not all the time.
Whatever.
You saying all the time?
Not all the time.
See? Then you, like you said, you gotta be clear.
I'll be picking up them little hairballs. Keena Knox, what's up, girl?
And you have hairballs in my sink too.
No, hold on.
He shaved at my sink, not at his sink. He shaved on my side of the bathroom.
But do I not clean up my hair though?
Not all the time. I be seeing stuff.
If you do, it's because I left out to come back. You went in there when I left out. But if once I'm finished, I clean up all my hair. I clean up everything. So don't listen to that. All right, so hold on. Let's see. So we got Jazz said they were working with each other. Hold on. They were working with each other. He showed me pictures, text messages, and all.
Oh.
That's deep.
Yeah. That's...
when a toxic person does the things you like, it will keep you. Hold on. It will keep you when you know it ain't working. Yeah. But then then again, it goes back to cycles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's somebody that's, you're in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody cheat on you, or somebody do something that you don't like. They turn around and say, okay, I'm going to get you a gift, or I'm going to get you something that I know will get your mind off of it, or will make you happy, right? They go do that, and you all joyous. You happy, and you let it ride. Right? Y'all good for 2 weeks. They go do the same thing. Then they know, oh, I can go get this for her, give her a little money, whatever. She gonna be cool. You be cool. So it's a cycle. They keep on giving you, or they know what to do to keep you there. Mm-hmm. At what point do you say enough is enough?
There was one of the ladies, one of the followers, she was talking about that not long ago. She called it love bombing. Yep.
So, then you got, let's see. They said toxic partners like picking at you. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
If you hear criticizing statements on a regular basis, that's a problem.
Totally
agree.
For real.
Been through that.
For real.
And it wasn't criticizing statements. Now, I do know a relationship where the husband does criticize the wife a lot.
Oh,
and it's bad because the wife know it, and the wife don't like it, but she ain't doing nothing to change it.
Well, how can she? I mean, she can tell you that,
right?
You know, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it, but ultimately, it's him. He's the one that's got to make the change,
right?
But he don't see anything wrong.
No. Remember the movie It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate? I dated someone a little crazy.
Oh,
Yeah. You got to catch those early signs if possible.
Sometimes you don't see them though.
Diane Stewart, what's up?
Hello.
Ain't seen you in years. Hope all is well. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, so I would say if you dated somebody like that, you should have caught those signs early.
Well, should, but sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes those things are not exposed
purposely don't see
early on.
Sometimes you choose not to see it.
Yeah.
I'm just
I can agree with that. Yeah. You can see the signs sometimes and say, okay, well, I'm going to let you make it because, you know.
Yeah.
This may be a one-time thing or, you know.
True.
I can get over it. So
it says, I personally know a married couple that's toxic, but stayed just for the image, for family and friends. Not a good reason because the wife hates to go home.
Ooh.
Listen. Totally no. From experience, and I know marriages and people like that they stay in a relationship just for the image.
Oh.
Not good.
We know some of them.
Not good for the kids. Not good for, I mean, that ain't good for nothing, really. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's not healthy. That's not healthy.
That's not healthy at all.
So
that's really draining.
Yeah, because you got to keep that up. You got to keep it up. You got an image to uphold. You got to keep it up. Some people will hide their true colors. Yep.
Sometimes they don't want to look.
Oh, no, he didn't.
I would ask you what you talking about, but I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not better play with
Don't
you.
ask him to elaborate. Keep going.
The girl wore her winter coat, hat, and gloves and scarf in the summertime. 90+ degrees, wondering where I was.
Oh,
you dated somebody from the psych ward.
Boy, you should have got out of there early.
Yeah.
Like you.
She was in.
I know you saw some of the
She
signs.
was from Shutter Island.
Yeah. I know you saw some
That's
signs
your fault.
wrong.
You must have had your glasses on.
He wasn't looking closely.
Nah.
He was blinded by something else.
Yeah.
You was blinded by something else.
Yeah. We go back to that meat Uncle Harry was talking
I
about.
hope he wasn't blinded by that.
Well, it could be butt meat. I'm just saying. All right, so
Why?
Dave said, try asking yourself who has more power in this relationship. If there's too clear cut of an answer, it suggests a problem. I totally agree.
For real.
Totally agree.
Yep. Oh. And you, I'm afraid.
I'm scared.
How do I?
I'm scared. So we gonna bring on
Harry Living
so he can explain. Oh God,
I don't know.
Man, just
don't get a lot.
What is?
Hey y'all.
Hi. How are
What's
you?
going on? I'm good. How y'all doing? Y'all know. Excuse me. I'm fixing my dinner because I'm late getting home. But y'all know how it is sometimes. Sometimes people toxic relationships. They in them for the wrong reason.
Mm-hmm.
Either the man got something that the woman want, or the woman got something the man want. But sometimes they in it because of the sex. Maybe he putting it down in the bed good, or maybe she putting it down in the bed good, or let's go another further. Maybe your side piece putting it down better than your wife putting it down, and that's why you in that situation. So that's a whole nother topic. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree on that. So you can't be in a relationship just because of that.
You can.
I know females. I know some females that was in it just because of that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, man, and I keep moving around, but money, sex,
Mm-hmm.
there's some bad boys.
Some powerful stuff going
Some
on.
bad boys. And if you can get something under the table and not be known, then you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on the relationship. It depends on the people. That's why I try to make sure I have like-minded friends that have the same goals and admirations. Not really the same, but we on the same page.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way we can kind of keep things together. But I'm just look, man. I don't know. We've been in this thing for a while, and sometimes people ask, well, how y'all do it? How y'all be in this so long? Look, it's work.
Yeah. True that.
And you treat it like a job almost. What happened on your job when you don't do your work? You get fired. But I mean, I think the communication, and I know I might be jumping off topic, but I think that all those things play a major role in this. So, sex the wrong reason, babies are the wrong reason.
Yeah.
To be in a marriage.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because a lot of women stay with dudes because they giving them money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They
a relationship because he's taking care of you.
Exactly.
That's for real.
Exactly. That's why you see a bunch of these groupie people going out trying to have babies by these rich people.
Yeah.
There you go.
Why? So they can take care of the baby and them.
Come up.
Yeah.
So
come up. So that's why you expose yourself to it. Kind of like Nick Cannon.
Yeah, you know, Nick, he just throwing sperm everywhere.
Yeah.
He just out like a water
And
hose.
them
He
women okay with it. Why?
just, and
Yeah.
he just out putting it out
He
everywhere.
don't care.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think
So
he's trying to
Break a record or
I
something.
don't know. That little pig is nasty.
really.
I want to ask y'all a question too. So we all have jobs, and we all have uh, friends. We all have females of the opposite sex. Females, you know, male friends. Our wives have male friends, so on and so forth. Why is it so easy nowadays for women to look at a married person and think it's easy for them to get? Like,
Because men are making it easy for them to get now, and women too. But for men, mostly, you got a lot of dudes that if a female trying to holler at them, even though they're married, a female trying to holler at them and don't care, a lot of men will entertain it. We are more physical. All we thinking about is busting them down.
yeah,
Care about nothing else. And a female, my opinion on that, for as a female point of view, is she feel like she don't have to. It's like a friend with no strings attached.
Yeah, it's no string.
I know.
I mean, Antoine, I can agree with you on when you say men talking about bust down, but it's a lot of women in that same role right now, and that's what they look to do. You know, it's like if they see a ring on your finger, it's a challenge to them to I'm gonna get him or I'm gonna get him.
Hey, Rita, what's up? Thanks for the.
I don't have to commit. I can get what and I don't have to commit. I don't have to have. I can dip in when I need to, see what I get, and keep pushing.
Yeah. I guess that's I guess that's why some people buy houses and some people don't, because you don't have to keep your yard up. You know, if you ain't no home. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For real.
We have some deep conversations at work with, different nationalities, and I just
What's up, brother? Thanks for joining.
see so much stuff, man. You'd be surprised, bro. It's I don't even want to get into it right now, but it's crazy.
Let's go to these questions too. Let's see. We got some questions. Let's see.
Right there.
What Tyra say? Can you really stay in a toxic relationship and make it work?
Oh, I don't know.
It can, but I would say they have to take two parts. Both parties have to be willing to make it work. If you the only person that's trying to make it work in a toxic relationship, it's not gonna work.
But how toxic is it? Is it putting hands on you? Is it cussing you out? What is it?
Right, because as Dave said earlier,
it's levels
to it.
It's levels.
Levels to it.
Yeah. Let's see. He said some people were forced to be in a relationship just to keep up the front for their families. Their families won't betray. This is a fact. Yeah. I've been in that. I've been in that situation to where I know it was because they wanted to keep up this image for their family, for their friends, for their pastors, for everybody. But behind the scenes,
you said that, Pastor, because some of our church people, boy, we on a whole nother ride. That's a whole nother topic.
For real.
Yeah.
But most of like you see a lot of that in pastors and ministers because obviously they don't want to expose themselves. So I gotta make it look a certain way. We don't want to lose members. We don't want to do this. We don't want to look like that. So
man, look, I just try to make sure. I love the church I go to right now. Shout out to NCF. But but at the same time, man, it's very few quality leaders around here nowadays, because you let people in your circle and you touch on them, or you're trying to hit on them. Oh, let me pray for you. Then you all in a shirt. It's all kinds of stuff.
Grind the offering.
That's a whole other That's a whole nother subject, whole nother topic. When it comes
Your
Hey,
ass ain't supposed to be watching nobody walk
when it comes to
around
the
all
church,
the table.
pastors and first ladies and toxic relationships, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah,
Whole nother
that's
subject.
hey, we don't have them kind of problems over there, but I done been to some.
I done seen,
Lord have mercy.
seen some.
Say they out there touching on people. They ain't praying.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
They
Oh
is
my
not
God.
praying.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
He said physical, mental, emotional, toxic. That type of toxic.
Oh, okay. Well,
This relationship is physical, mental, emotional. Physical, heck no. Well, you shouldn't anyway. But
yeah,
they
you ain't finna be hitting. You ain't finna be hitting on me now.
right.
I believe any person can change for the better. Hold on. For the better, that person has to make a conscious decision to do something differently. I totally agree. You consciously have to make that change. You consciously have to know where you at in the relationship.
It's just like you said earlier. It's got to take both people to put in the work. It can't be a one-sided thing. But
I mean, like I said before, y'all, it's your relationship, your marriage is all about what you make of it.
Yep.
If you don't work at your marriage, it's not gonna work. The things you did before to get her or to get him, you got to keep that going. Ask me. I know.
Yeah.
I know. But at the same time, if you want it, you're gonna do what you got to do to keep it.
right.
But I always say, if I'm not giving you what you want, tell me. Communicate to me.
Yeah.
And then either I fix it or we fix it together,
Yeah.
or we go. But don't toxic, man. This just ain't good for nobody. And it's another thing I hate about the word toxic. And I say hate, and I don't mean it in a bad, but I do. But when I see our young people, bro, young people hitting and fighting and on their girls and all that kind of stuff, that just blows my mind, bro. It's like,
that goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Blueface and Krishan.
Yeah.
Prime example of a toxic relationship.
And it goes back also to
in the young generation.
Looking at what you was raised in and having that mentality. You break that cycle yourself. You don't have to stay. You don't have to do things because that's what you was raised to. That's what you saw when you was raised.
Yeah.
It breaks cycles. You just have to want to do it.
Right.
Some people just don't want to do it.
Right. They're okay with
the
way that they are. They don't see anything wrong with it. So.
Yeah, they don't see anything wrong with it till their eyes black, or he done broke their arm, or he done shot and killed them, and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So he said, what if there is no communication? If there's no communication, there's no relationship.
You gotta have communication.
Because you have to have communication.
Yeah.
You gotta talk.
It's just
I don't
like
care
you
how
just
bad
said.
it is.
Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Maya, what's up, baby? I don't care how bad it is. If the sex ain't good, tell me it's not good. Like, speak up. What can we do to make it better? If you loving me wrong, and if I'm not getting the love that I want in a certain type of way, tell me.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting flowers and I want flowers, tell me.
I will tell you.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
We ain't even finna go there.
But
I communicate very well.
Yeah.
But I don't have to that much.
When we first linked up, she used to flip her phone over. So I couldn't see who she was talking to. And it wasn't that I was trying to be nosy, but when you flip your phone over, that made me think, like, why are you doing it? But
it was habit.
But I brung it up.
And then
communication.
And then what?
I brung it up.
And then what?
You ain't do it.
Okay. That was leave me hanging like she kept doing it.
All right, hey, you take care of your business.
Thanks for joining. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so
So what was it? Oh,
hold
and
on,
Kiki
y'all.
said they don't want to put in the work.
Let me tell you, if they don't want to put in the work,
But you
it's
okay. Even if the person don't want to put in the work, you still have to express your concern.
yes, because you
Because
have to have that communication.
right, and you don't ever want to be in a situation where you didn't give an option.
Yeah. Because
So
I
can
don't know
tell
what
you.
I'm not doing.
So I can do my part, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna keep telling you, even if you feel like you're repeating the same thing over. I'm gonna tell you what I need from you. I'm going to tell you, and at a certain point in time, you either gonna get it or you ain't. But you can't say you didn't know. You'll never say
Right.
you ain't tell me I ain't know.
Right.
I'm gonna always tell you. I'm gonna always put it in your face and let you know what my needs are, what I need from you, what I'm not getting. It's up to the other one to pick it up, but even if they ain't getting it, sometimes some people slower than others. Yeah. It take them a little bit of time.
Some people.
Or sometimes you gotta deliver it in a message in a different way.
Yeah.
You like sometimes, I think I remember saying it on a call one time before. It's all in the approach. Sometimes you have to word things a little bit differently for a person to receive it. So a lot of times, some men, not all, but some men are guarded when a woman come and say, "We need to talk." Some men instantly shut down because they feel like it's bad.
Yes.
So if that's a trigger for a guy, boyfriend, husband, or whatever, deliver it to him in a different way.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I learned in a leadership class that I was taking that was for work, but I applied in my communication with Twane is when I talk to him, sometimes I'll tell him, well, we need to talk, or let's talk, or I got something I want to talk to you about. But then when I talk to him, I say, I don't point a finger at him and say, you did this or you did that. I feel like this. I feel like such and such and such. I put it on me as opposed to pointing the blame at him. Sometimes people can receive things better when you deliver it in a different way. So totally. Even if, the other person ain't communicating the way you feel like they should, maybe switch up the way that you talk.
Right. Because it's all about your presentation, your tone, your attitude, the way you look, your facial expressions. It all plays a factor in delivering a message to somebody. Helps. Especially if you're delivering something bad. Or you know that this person is, maybe he's not going to receive it or she's not going to receive it in the way that I'm about to give it to him. You want to always think before you speak. Right. Because if she come to me with an attitude, I'm automatically shutting down because I don't like to argue. Right. So I'm automatically shutting down.
You ain't going to hear anything that I'm saying. You're not going to receive it.
But if I come to her, I'm typically using the same tone. I can start out, even if I know it's something that she may not like, I'm going to even start out my conversation, hey, babe. Just, that's the way I'm gonna talk. But it's all about your delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jazz. I see what you said. Totally agree. Tyra said some people feel trapped and safe for their kids while thinking everybody's marriage is like theirs. They're toxic. Hold on. They're toxic is normal. Yeah.
That's bad when it's normal. That's all you know.
Yeah.
You can't even function or thrive in any other type of environment.
Yeah. When you get accustomed to it, that's bad. Yeah. Because then not only are you accustomed to it, but now your kids is accustomed to it. So it goes back to what your kids grew up seeing. So if they're accustomed to it, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have the same type of relationships when they get older. Yeah. Or if they see that, it's going to be so natural to them to where they think it's normal. Yeah. And it's not.
It's a normal behavior because that's all they know. So
what happens when you put it differently and they still stupid? Laugh out loud. At that point, they just stupid.
They just ain't go.
They don't want to get it. They don't care about it. They don't want to get it. They just, it's like some old people.
I ain't gonna say they don't care about it.
To me, they don't care about it because if you care about something, you're gonna make a conscious decision to change it.
That's true.
Or address it in a way to say, "Hey, I apologize. This is who I am. I can't meet you at that level. This is what I can give you." Or
sometimes you have to bring outside people in, meaning maybe, you go to counseling. Sometimes it's better when things kind of come from someone else sometimes. I don't know. I think that I think sometimes hearing it from someone else, sometimes maybe, you know, because everybody receives things differently.
Sometimes. Not
So
all the time.
sometimes if you're not delivering it and he's still not getting it, then okay, maybe we need to go to counseling. Somebody else can break it down in another way. I mean, and after you done tried all you know how to try it, then yeah. That's just what that is.
That's just what that is.
They just don't get it, you know. They just, you know.
But hey, it's 8:00 on the dot. You know how we do. At 8:00, we start shutting down so y'all can go back to y'all's regular scheduled life.
Yes.
What's up, Kia?
Hey, Kia.
So
she said it's time to move on. No, that's not the answer.
No, until you.
That's not the answer.
Until you know for sure.
That ain't the answer.
Then it's time to move on. Once you reach that point.
No.
Once you reach that point of no return, let me just say that, then it's time to move on. But hey, it's my opinion.
Right.
So, anyway, so hey, again, we greatly appreciate y'all for coming and joining us, man, and spending time with us.
Pause.
Okay.
If you have not went and liked the On That Note Facebook page, please go and like and follow our page. We're trying to increase our followers up to 500.
Yeah.
So please make sure you go do that. Okay.
Share it, and then also like our YouTube page and Instagram, because we're gonna start going live on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
So hey, thank y'all, man. We greatly appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all grow with us.
Yes.
We're gonna continue to do this thing, be consistent. We're gonna be conscious about it, and we're gonna be proactive. We need y'all help, so feed us.
Yes.
Send us topics. Send us topics.
And we'll be having some people coming on. Yes. So we're going to switch things up here real soon. So we appreciate any feedback you all have. And thank you for the push. Thank you for the support every Thursday. We greatly appreciate it. You could be doing a million other things, but you take time out to hang out with us for a whole hour. We appreciate that. So thank you so much.
Yep. So, hey, again, we thank y'all.
Thank you.
And on that note, I'm Twane.
And I'm Tiff.
And we out of this joint, yo. Peace.